his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And he returns this to the 22. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, it's the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Robinson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Danielle Hunter in there to drop it for his 11th sack of the year. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're an offense and you saw that on tape, you got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Now fair catch is called for and taken at we'll call it the 37-yard line. The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Off play action, Robinson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
And Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend of the NFC. Well, the current playoff picture, and you can see they are one of those 3 wild card teams, at least for the moment, but they have not clinched that spot, Charles. And look, Their message has been clear. We're keeping our foot on the gas to the very end.
And how about the theater and the drama that's involved, partner? The best part, we've got a front row seat to it all. And I think this is obviously the ultimate goal when they added the 7th seed to the playoffs back in 2020. More drama, more teams in it late in the season, and more importance on games like this.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Throwing his Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Cousins. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. And a fair catch called for made at the 12-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. Here's Robinson, throwing to start the drive. This one completes Alec Pierce. 2nd down and 3. They'll run the toss here with Taylor. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Robinson. And that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be Vikings ball 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right? Where these teams are locked in and going at it. No points going up on the scoreboard. I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Colts are going to take over with the football. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Now a first carry for their fullback. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The Colts at 12-1 now to start play. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Now Robinson looking to throw on second down. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
First and 10, Taylor now. What a juke into space. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Now going to look to throw here on second and 10. That'll be caught over the middle by Moss. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. To throw is Robinson from the gun on 3rd down toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And this one is right through. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks you take is end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They go play action. Cousins. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And the next-gen stat's going to show just how much time he had to make a decision, and it's not much. 3 seconds, the final clocking. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. These RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth, and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange some.
And a throw for Pittman is intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Colts are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Robinson.
He's got the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Robinson. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. 7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10.
Back to throw. Robinson. His throw incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And his kick is good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. He's going to get this one down to Cook.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target.
Cousins throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Lets it fly for Thielen.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
And the Colts are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. As far as the early games go, we'll be watching that one in Houston. The Texans in for a fight as they'll have to do battle with the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle, taking on the Tennessee Titans. Then on Sunday night, this one will be very interesting. The Patriots head west to take on their former offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels, and the Las Vegas Raiders. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Taking in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Throwing on second and long. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Cousins to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And a fair catch call for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. 56 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Again, it's Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Left side, he finds Pierce. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here's your mom's cup.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. He's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards.
Where'd you find the cap to your mom's cup?
2nd down.
I didn't find it. Right here.
Robinson to throw on 2nd down. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
They definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
By 2. And Baylor is getting blown out by
And wasn't Baylor up at by 8 at one point?
I don't know what he was doing.
Robinson now throwing on first down. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. The second down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not getting the first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. And his kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So they're able to build on things here with a field goal. But, the question is how much longer can they really rely on their defense to pitch a shutout?
That's a great question because the guys on the other sideline are saying, give us the ball. We want another shot at this. So, yes, tight game. You'll take the 3. But this game, it's far from over.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now, the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. And quickly to Thielen here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Running off tackle with Cook. He's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 8 more yards this time, coming off back-to-back first down pickups.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Second down, they go right back to Cook. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Lose a yard on the play, so they only need 3 yards on 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. 3rd and short yardage, Cousins. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked down inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. The Colts on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He finds Pierce. It's complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back. You're down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Here's Robinson on 1st and 10. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
And now out comes Minnesota. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Following the interception, Cousins. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. On 2nd down, Cook. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
They'll run with Cook. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
On 2nd and goal, Cousins. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Remember throughout my career here, defensive coach always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So Cousins and the Vikings down 9-3. A minute 55 remaining. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Cousins to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Now Cousins. Throw caught there by Osborne. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Cousins. Completes this to Jefferson. This one he stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Meanwhile, Cousins' throw taken in by Hockenson here. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6. Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 28. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking him.
That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And this was about as close to a shutout as you can get. I mean, barring a game where you only allow a safety, but this was the next best thing, just the field goal. That's all they gave up.
Yeah, and you know something, they're going to be disappointed because they gave up the field goal. But deep inside, somewhat satisfied as well because